pass the loot, man of God, pass the loot, man of God, pass the loot, man of God, man, the Bible is true, pass the loot, man of God.
That there are some people that are drifting aimlessly around today. That there are some people that don't know where they're going to end up. That there are some folk that don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. That there's some folk that are afraid this morning. They don't know what tomorrow is going to bring because their anchor didn't hold. For some folk, their job was their anchor, but then a storm came. For some people, their money was their anchor. I wish I had somebody here, but then the wind blew. So, some folk, their schedule was their anchor, but then a pandemic hit the world and all schedules were canceled, and now they don't have anything to anchor them, and now they're floating aimlessly around. But there's about 23 folk. It's not a problem on God's side, because what God starts, God finishes. What God begins, God ends. What God initiates, God completes. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Don't you know the reason that you haven't thrown in the towel is because you're anchored? Don't you know the reason with all the stuff that you've gone through in your life, you're not out here drifting aimlessly around is because you're anchored? Don't you know that the reason that the things that broke your heart couldn't break your soul is because you have been anchored? Somebody shout, I'm anchored. When you leave where you've been called to go where you are comfortable, you run the risk of losing what you brought with you. God is bound, connected, tied to, in relationship with, tethered to his word. And you are a spoken word from our God. I need you to understand that because you are a spoken word by God, it took a turn on you, didn't it? God says, I'm bounded to you. I'm connected to you. I'm wrapped up, tied up, tangled up with you. You're a spoken word from God. God got you. And need I remind you that God is watching over his word to perform it? He's looking over what he spoke over you to make sure that it comes to pass. What God spoke to you, like Paul said, I have confidence in this one thing. He who has begun a good work in you, he's going to complete it.